Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We are back with some more Static Online. Going to do the usual, start with the dailies, get them done, dusted out the way, put to bed, and then move on to doing some TFOs. Obviously, the event is on still, so I will be doing that. I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 2 and see which one I get, and that will decide whether I do the TFO or the ground patrol. I'm not launching a rocket because, really, it's boring. And good morning to you, Caitlin. I hope you are well. I hope it's sunny and bright, because it sure isn't here. Right, let's get on with it anyway. Let's see if RNG Jesus is with me or whether it's abandoned me yet again. Oh, Dilithium burn. RNG Jesus is with me. It's going to be 27 degrees Celsius here today. Sunny day for sure. Well, here I believe it's going to be a high of now. Let me have a quick look. A balmy high with a maximum of 10 degrees, and it's extremely cloudy, extremely grey. It doesn't say rain yet, but more than likely we're going to get some. So I would take your weather over this weather any day at the moment. Well, you'd love it here because that's 99% of the weather here. Right, let's go over to everybody's favourite, because it's not, good old dilithium mine. And let's see if we can beat my current high score. If we just give it a second. Let me just find it. Here somewhere, I know it is. So that is my current high score. Shrink it down a bit, it doesn't need to be that big. And that's what I'm aiming to try and beat. Whether I get anywhere near it or not, that is a different matter. Not on this one, it's already moved on me. Especially if you keep messing up like that. Obviously, we're trying to do the usual, get a score of over 700. I tend to find that if you get down to about 20 seconds and have a score of 400, it's about the halfway mark and you're pretty much guaranteed to do it. That is true, it could be Mass Effect hacking. But to be fair, as we've both discovered there, when I've had pretty much no sleep, I am an expert at it. Unfortunately, we've finished that now, so no more of that weirdness of their hacking. It's the, what is it, matching of the scripts, if you like, in the second one. have a feeling I'm not going to get anywhere near my high score in this so far. Yeah, I must admit, in Mass Effect 2, the hacking was so much better. It actually looks better overall. I actually like the whole system as well. It's one of those things that you very much... You could see that there was a lot of years between development. You know, and they actually made a mini game that didn't feel more like a bit of a chore, but something that was actually a bit more fun. Obviously, we'll be starting that tomorrow. I still like the in Mass Effect 2 where you're running around and one of your companions, I can't remember who it was, that actually says, "Oh, do you remember when we used to put Omnigel on everything?" I think it's Joker, maybe. And you're kind of like, yeah, they were the days. Yeah, one of your companions say it. Do you want to know something? I think it might actually be in the station that you wake up in at the very beginning of the game. So it might actually be what Shepard says to Miranda. I know one of your companions say it at some point, and you genuinely just sort of sit there and go, "Oh, right, yeah, I kind of remember that as well." Thing is, the more that I'm sat here thinking about it, it might actually be Tally that says it. I don't know. I'm sure if I went on the good old internet and did a search for it, it would tell you which companion says it and when. Probably a YouTube video for it. I shall have to make sure that when we do the playthrough of it, try to make sure that I get that theme so I can clip it. Like, I'm looking forward to the Mass Effect reloading of your weapon and actually using up your, I don't know, heat sink shells, whatever you want to call them. I thought that was a really good mechanic in that. Though I will miss good old polonium rounds of poisoning and melting your enemies. Lair of the Shadow Broker that far into the game? Honestly, I thought it was sooner than that. I genuinely thought it was much more sooner in the game. Good afternoon, G-Blade. I hope you're well. As you can see, we're just getting through some dailies. That is the good old dilithium mine done. Obviously, I keep the rich dilithium mine quest active so I get a guaranteed beaming location rather than it being random. Well, I didn't get anywhere near my high score, so again we'll be trying that again later, i.e. tomorrow. So you probably won't see that on stream, but again, you know, I will be trying to beat that score. So like usual, heading over to Fleet Dilithium Mine. If you're in a fleet and it's got the Fleet Dilithium Mine open, always, always, always do your extra refinement. Make sure you refine the 8k first, because if you don't, it will take from that pool and you want it as bonus. I know some people have been saying that isn't the case, but I proved it on stream a couple of weeks ago that that still is the case. It just seems to be that it doesn't do it for everybody. Some people it does. And the way to guarantee that you always get it as a bonus, make sure you've done your 8k refinement first. It literally takes 5 seconds once you're in. Obviously, you've got to get in the first place. Which, as you can see, we are slave to the good old loading screens like usual. I still haven't gone through Tamtam's code. She's still picking wrong-weighted ones. Right, so of course, if you're in a fleet and they have it unlocked, which they should have, talk to this duty officer, do the extra 500 dilithium refinement. It takes 5 seconds to complete. There's no excuse not to do it, and you can do it every 24 hours. As it's a 2010, well, it's their in-house version of the upgraded, in brackets, in very big brackets, Hero Engine 2. It's a very old engine. And so their shard system, it's not the greatest on loading, but I would say it's probably one of the more stable ones that's out there. For instancing, it's just, obviously, you do seem to have this issue that you get allocated to it, and then the server has to spawn a shard for it, and it seems that all the shard servers share space with the TFOs, the Task Force Operations, which you do as group content, and so you end up in a situation where there is load screens. Normally, not thousands of them. Well, it's like Cryptic's now been taken over by Decker. Well, I should say it's now been sold to Decker. And apparently when they was doing the Star Trek Online live stream bit, they are working on a in-house version of it for Unreal 5. They have said, as it is something that they are working in-house, it may never see the light of day. They are seeing that what the practicalities, costs, and how easy it would be to transfer it over to Unreal 5. So that is something that may happen, may not happen. It is very much up in the air. But to be blunt, the Hero Engine's shard system is pretty stable. It's not very often that you will get an instance that will crash out. Actually, I don't think I've ever known of an instance crash out. And again, load screens does vary as you get closer to maintenance. Thursday is maintenance this week, in theory. bank tick. And probably a lot of it to do with it being such an old engine. But again, at the end of the day, it works. So, like you said, why change something that's not broke? Oh, dilithium burn. Come on, give me the dialogue. Obviously now we're going to head over to the actual outpost, do the mission here. Chance of 3 missions. It is a blockade one, a general kill Breen, or find the missing transport. I would say a good 99% of the time I get the blockade. And it's the standard, just go and kill Breen. And of course, when you're in these maps, do a quick 360 look around, because there is the chance of the Breen capital ships spawning in these missions. Just waiting for the next lot to spawn in. There they are. Have less of them tractor beams. And from here we'll head over to Zarya, which is the ground mission. Unfortunately, it does have a double loading screens. Why? I do not know. They have proven that you can go from space to ground very, very easily. Why they have you get stuck with a loading screen as you warp in to move a couple 100 feet to then get smacked with another loading screen as you transition to ground. Why we don't have a single loading screen for it, I don't know. I suspect it is probably a legacy thing. That at one time they were probably thinking of having a extra mission or something extra to do outside of the station. I don't remember that ever being. So load screen number 1.
Ten years later.
You know, that's kind of what it does feel like now and again. I think overall, if they could improve on the load times, I think that would be a great thing. So, like I said, you arrive, you literally move to the gate, dilithium rhine rock, and you beam down and get another load screen. Now, sometimes these load screens can go unbelievably fast. And when I say unbelievably fast, I mean they can pretty much be instant, or 99% of the time, they're like this. It is my only big criticism of Such Online. Yes, don't get me wrong, it does have quite a few bugs that are old bugs that have not been addressed. We do lovingly call them here undocumented features. But no doubt we'll get some of those bugs as we play the game. Luckily, nothing really groundbreaking usually. I managed to assimilate one. So here you get 3 missions. Again, you always have to beam these guys out. You'll get either tag the ore crates, plant spatial charges, or the one that I've got today, which is upload virus. Tag the ore crate, one lot over here, one lot over there, and one lot over here. If you get plant spatial charges, you plant it on, I think it's that crate there in this room, pillar in the next room, and middle pillar in the final room. As I have uploaded the virus, you'll see which terminals I'll be using. Thought you were going to blue screen me then. I was about to go, how dare you! Well, I simulated a few there. Okay, no problem. You take care. So, as you thought, that was the terminal for uploading it. That is the pillar that you put the spatial charge in this room on. Obviously, there is a resource here if you want to do it. May as well, to fix my scanner. I'm going to say we've not had the second group beam in yet. Upload virus to another terminal. So that's the pillar if you have plant spatial charge, put the final one on. Yep, as suspected. Quantum mortar there, hit me in the face. Thank God you don't take damage from your own things. And that's that one done. May as well do my tribbles. Get my 5-hole dilithium for free using the dilithium tribble. And use the lens flare tribble, I mean the Kelvin tribble. Then I've just got those buffs running for when I beam back down. Over to the belt and start having a fit. Again, another bug that is long standing and still not been fixed. And of course, the load screen yet again. Come on, STO. And we've got the usual one that I get here. This one, I believe you have a chance of... Is it 2 or is it 3 for this one? I think this one's just 2, which is the cloaked minefield around the ruin station, which is the one that I've got, or another go out and bot gets more green. There goes Joshua claiming first of the stream. I hope you are well. Have you managed to max your endeavours yet? And there goes Kaelin claiming second. And Joshua goes and claims third. One second, guys. Let's mute my mic there a second. By the time I finish the dailies today, I'll be 660. I don't know. Shame on me. I've not even looked to see what mine are today, and they've been on screen since I started. So what are mine? Destroy Borg ships. Well, you can guarantee we're going to get the Borg. Defeat Gorn on Nimbus. That's easy enough to do. Destroy Tenzek. Yeah, them ships. We might get the TFO for those. So I'm going to literally just park them there. I'm not going to reroll any of them because going on Nimbus, that's dead easy to do. You just run up to Nimbus and just, you know, aggravate the Gorn. You've only got to get 20. It's not like you've got to get the 60 if you get the tier 3 version of it. As usual, those two star systems, if you see the green there, do not bother going for them because by the time you go for it, it does that. Completely just vanishes. Just keep heading for green. Obviously, I do always mention that because you do still get people asking in general chat, where is the green patrol? And like I said, just aim for green, angle your camera slightly to the right. It always is travelling from there to those two stars. And if you angle your camera to the right, you'll see it. Again, like usual, it is not difficult. If you're playing Klingon, just go in, open fire. You don't have to worry about the Defari. If you're playing Federation and you've got Gold Press Platinum, you can effectively pay to get them back the quick way, or you can refuse it and do the deflector pulse and beam them off. But it is a requirement for Federation to complete it. So I'm not going to read out the wall of text that you get for it because, as always, I do it often enough. You know, if you do want to see it, I can leave it on screen. Suggest a trade. No, you're not having the Latinum. Offer something else. Find another option. Analyze risks. Attempt deflectable. Terran battleships ×5s, anti-proton space damage, anti-proton... You got a lot of anti-proton there. Obviously, you can provoke them here, but as on Federation, good old social workers in space, I don't see that as something that the Federation would do, is actually go out of their way to start a fight. Right, let's get ourselves back to Thal, and we will decide which one of the event missions we're going to do. If I'd have thought about it, I'd have set a follow-up, but obviously I didn't. So obviously for the event, which I have been not doing, I'll freely admit, there is the choice between Synthwave, Model Rocket Launch, which is as boring as hell, and One Night in Bozeman, the patrol that you do solo. I think I'm going to do Synthwave because I did one Night in Bozeman last time. Just ringing the changes. Obviously it is group content, so we will be waiting for the queue system to pop the TFO. It's not difficult, it's the one that I say Starbase 1 should have been more like. Because it does feel like there's a bit more pressure put on you and things like that. Obviously, if it takes too long, I will just do the patrol. And we haven't had the dialogue. There we go.
Captains, it is with solemn purpose that we ask you to partake in this simulation. History is often a teacher. It lets us analyze our mistakes and our triumphs. Indeed, the lessons of history can help us to better ourselves. To this end, you will be taught the tragedy of the synth attack on Mars in 2385. The synth are compromising the defense network. Engineers are stranded on the surface and need to be transported to safety. Rescued engineers can be beamed to transport vessels. The transports will rendezvous back at the orbital habitat to load additional refugees for evacuation. Engineers can also be transported to mothballed starships. Once there, they can activate those vessels to assist in the fight. Once resisting the synth advance is no longer tenable, you will defend the transport vessels as they make their way to the navigational beacons and warp out of the combat area. The synth are turning the defense net against targets on Mars.
Obviously, this is based off of the Star Trek Picard episode. That's I overshot it already. It's also the one with the most dodgy music that I've heard, especially for this game. It sounds like somebody's child was let free on a synthesizer. That is my opinion of it, and I'm sticking to it. So as you saw that, I just dumped the person over. Dump another one over. Onto that ship, it should be. But it'll leave space stock. Obviously I've got to keep flying around, picking up more people. Oh, that was handy. what I will do is, as there is 3 all in reasonably good position here, I'm just going to pick the lot up. Oh my god, that music. Should not be allowed. Whoever did it should be lined up and shot. That's another one, parade. Oh, dilithium burn. In theory, I should be able to do that ship, well, those 2 ships and that transport, as long as I can pick up the crew from here. So that ship will start leaving Space Dock. Just need to go that a little bit further forward. So, as you can see, we've got just over 2 minutes before the zone shrinks again. I am trying to sort of rescue the ships that are in this outer ring, because obviously if you don't rescue them, they do kind of get lost when the ring shrinks. And so the point is trying to rescue as many as possible.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
I'm not quite in that ring, but it's letting me pick people up, so I'm not going to complain. So we've got 1 minute before the ring shrinks.
Turning to synth control. The operational area is about to get smaller. Picket ships, fall back to the next defensive perimeter.
So again, ideally, I know there's a transport here, but ideally we could do with getting that ship there that is needs 2 crew. Come on, get them in. Because at least they're going to fight back while the transports will just literally fly back and forth. Well, they'll fly to the station, I should say, not back and forth. As you can see where it's going to shrink to. So can I possibly get that ship over there? No, didn't make it. Now let's get these 2 done. Oh, we've had a new transport spawning over there. Because I'm pretty sure that wasn't there. Actually, there's a point literally just here, so may as well do that. May as well deliver the crew straight away. I quite like this one because it's so calm at the beginning, and then by the time you get to the end of it, it gets a bit manic. Welcome back. That's another ship that will join in the fight. Like I say, it might actually help if I'm actually firing and stuff, might I? I've been absolutely terribly lax at it. I just haven't been doing it.
Those satellites will pulverize us if we stay here. Fall back!
I'm going to say it won't do that much damage. As you can see where it's going to shrink to next. Get the frigate out. Gonna help more in the combat. Looks like it's possibly a Miranda, looking at that. Yeah. But yeah, the music on this one, I can't help it. Every time I hear it, I always think it sounds like somebody's, I don't know, child has been allowed on the keyboard, and it's like my first keyboard. There's 3. Oh, we want that one free in. We want that one free in. Yeah, give me crew. I didn't realise we had a 3 there. Good old Galaxy class. What do we have left? See, the mania will begin shortly. In what, 1 minute 30 odd seconds? It's really just a case of trying to get the last few or taking the people back to the main station. Obviously, the more people that you get back, or the more ships that you get back, the more marks you get for completing the TFA. After all, it is a score-based system for this, like most Federation things seem to be. The killing alien space children.
The station is deployed
Right, 50 seconds. Obviously you can see the boundaries coming down again. I can grab one from here. Blue chip. Yeah. Right, and now the mania begins, which is literally blow up the ship. Oh, good old dilithium burn. A bit wasted because they weren't the group close together. Bye, bot! Good old fire at will. Poor Will. He's guilty of existing. But yeah, this is the reason why, this is what Starbase 1 should have been like, in my opinion. This sort of mania for the waves of ships that are trying to escape and the amount of ships that are queuing. Because it does give you a bit more sense of that urgency, while Starbase 1 is very much shooting fish in a barrel. We will never disengage! What was it Picard said? The line must be drawn. That's the one.
Captains, the simulation is now concluded. Though it may not seem it, that was a fine show.
Yeah, I'm getting out there because, not being funny, the child on a synthesizer is bloody annoying. I still think that's one of my favourite scenes in that movie. Right, and as always, on the hour every hour, I do take a 3-minute break. Unfortunately, it is where over here on Twitch, I do run 3 minutes of adverts disabled pre-roll, so anybody who might want to get in and watch stream can do without being stuck behind a huge wall of adverts. Obviously, I do only run them on the hour every hour, and I do only run them when I'm not doing anything in game, so you will never miss anything of what I am doing. So, as always, adverts are not guaranteed. It's down to region availability. How that works, do not have a clue, but that's apparently how it does work. So, if you do get adverts, stretch your legs, get yourself a drink. That's probably what I'm going to do. If you don't, sit back and enjoy the music, and I'll be right back. Right, and we're back, so we're going to continue doing some more TFOs. Obviously, everybody is welcome to join me. All you have to do is send me a friend request. You can do it in-game, dead easy. Or at Nazorin, spelled exactly the same as the channel name, will find me. Or you can do a general search for me in Star Trek Online, and again, at Nazorin, again, should find me. What I will say though is if you are an STO player and you are wanting to friend request me, do let me know in channel who you are if your name is very different than it is in the channel. So we've got a space TFO. What is? Nobody knows until we get in there. Probably a Borg. Because it's always a Borg one. This will obviously get me the endeavour of destroy Borg ships, 5 of, which, as you can see, there's just a few cubes there and a couple of the simulators. This is where I'll probably get blown up because I'll be an idiot. And as you can see, Queen is sat right in the middle. And obviously, as they are Borg, they are going to drain your shield. So if you're relying on shields, you're probably safe. Concentrate on those spears, because those spears are absolute pain in the arses. And they don't even buy you dinner. There was a lot of booms there. Hell of a lot of booms. I'm getting blinded by booms. I've seen come the space cigars. I am gonna skip it because obviously I don't want to get one of the giant space cigars firing a huge plasma torpedo at me and coming out of that cutscene to get instantly killed. Oh, Queenie is up already. Jesus Christ. That was not hanging about. Oh, in this case, she's not.
The end.
Joshua, endeavours are done now. Well, if you look, Joshua, I've completed one. You'd be so proud of me. I've actually completed one. Apparently she enjoys every ship. Right, let's see where else we're going to end up. Hopefully it won't take too long to get into cubes. It's a bit lax today, I'm going to say. It's probably the slowest I've noticed it be for a while. What, the good old space pancake? Yeah, not a fan of the space pancake, but more than anything, the reason why I'm not a fan of it is very obvious when you look at the source section that the textures are stretched on it. And a bit of care, patience with textures, and they could fix that and stop it from looking like an obvious stretched texture on it. And so I'm not a fan of it. Well, isn't it supposed to be trying to think of the word for it. No, it's not coming to me. But isn't it supposed to have more decks, you know, a bit like the TARDIS? Oh, it's bigger on the inside due to spatial compression and things like that. But I'm not sure. That might have been in the book that I read, though. You know, the good old-timey-wimey techno-babble, stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure I read in one of the books that, you know, people were like, well, you know, how many decks does it have? And they were like, oh, it has this many decks. And they were like, well, how can that be? And they said, well, it's bigger on the inside. And they then came out with the techno-babble to sort of explain it. This is going to either be open really, really quickly, which it looks like it's going to be. Just going alone on that. I don't like how all these are getting a bit close. No, it's not. And even if it were, we've got enough people here to deal with it. I've got a plasma fire. Or I should say, had a plasma fire. Yeah, you do have to blow up all the vessels.
Sensors confirm that the transport convoy has been destroyed.
And like I said, that one's over reasonably quickly. Yeah, I tend to not do Elite on stream. I tend to do more Elite off of stream. Main reason being is you can end up in a group with somebody that doesn't know what the hell they're doing, and they can fail an Elite within 2.5 seconds of actually getting into an Elite in the first place. So I tend to only really do Elites now with people that I know. But yeah, it can be a bit frustrating when you get into an Elite and literally you've just got into it and it failed because somebody doesn't know what they're doing. Because they've come straight from normals and advanced, and never done the optionals and just think it's go in and kill stuff. And then find out, no, you actually have to do something other than you. And so I'd rather do normal and advanced on stream. You know, I suppose every now and again when I do a bonus stream, which obviously, if that happens, I might do Elites on that with a group of people. Or I might stream in something completely different. Tenzaki shit. I'm just trying to think which one I could get that one in. I suppose technically any of the 3 versions of this TFO, you can get the Tenzeki in it. So if we get Terran, Bug, or... Ooh, I don't know. Yeah, if you get Terran or Bug, this one will be an absolute piece of piss. It'll be, you can pretty much do this one in autopilot. So what do we have? We have all tactical officers. That is absolutely brilliant for this one. It means I can be a complete and utter lazy ass and not bother upgrading these satellites when we get the upgrades to give them the class-specific bonuses.
Enemy ship detected.
And we got Terrans. And of course Geordie's about to lie to us.
Parts are ready.
He lies because they'll be ready in 20 seconds. They are not ready yet. So yeah, for anybody that's not done this, it is literally a case of you kill that first wave, you upgrade these satellites, you then blow up a bunch of ships that are going to come in. Why did you run past that one? Oh, that's fine. And then you then get to upgrade the stations again, like I was saying, and they are upgraded dependent on what class you are. So if you're tactical, the turrets become weapon turrets, or extra weapon turrets, I should say. So they fire weapons and stuff a bit more and stuff. If you're engineer, they probably give you the most annoying one of all, which is they put these giant, massive shields, a bit like the Napoleons, and they are annoying. Because they don't just block you, they block them, and ooh, they are frustrating. Science, I cannot remember for the life of me what they get. Because to be honest, it's that rare that you see, I would say, a science officer do this. Oh. Pay attention, Naz. I'm going to say one of them's reflecting damage there, probably that science vessel. Do you know what the science upgrade is for this one? I lean more to think it's probably something to do with tractor beams, because this game does kind of like, if you're a science, we're going to do something with tractor beams. Other side. Haven't done. You ought to come along with me then. I'll look after you. Well, I won't, but you know. Oh, pay attention, Naz. but you do it, you get your mark, and before you know it... And anyway, if you get blown up, you know, if there's no chance of getting blown up, there's no point playing any game, in my opinion. Beams us again. But yeah, if you haven't really dipped your toes into TFOs, do them on normal. Because if you do them on advanced, if you do blow up, you've got to make sure you've got all the different repair components so you can repair your ship. If you're doing on normal, you never have that side of it. The only real difference between normal and advanced is that advanced, the ship have more shields, hit a little bit harder. And obviously you have repair components if you die. But in normal, you don't have really much to worry about. And again, STO's community is probably one of the nicer communities, but I don't think I've ever seen anybody turn around and say, oh, your DPS sucks, or what the hell are you doing in this TFO? Probably... You could post it on Discord. You know, and again, if you want any suggestions or things like that, or have any questions, there is plenty of people that are more than happy to talk to you and share their knowledge. You know, we pretty much do have a, you know, freedom of information policy. And as you know, I'm the last person that's going to criticise anybody's build.
Satellite upgrades are now available.
Lying. 15 seconds. Right, I will upgrade the middle station because, you know, most people aren't defending the middle station. And like I said, engineer upgrades are ridiculously bad for this. They put these giant force fields that block you and block ships, and oh, it's just annoying. I'd rather just let the tactical officers do the majority of them. It's like if the middle station had already been done with its turret, I honestly had to just left it. Probably should have just left it anyway. Well, that's what I'm running. It's still ever changing.
Picking up the enemy flagships. Hang on up there.
Oh my god, they're picking on me with the goddamn gravity wells. Like, rude! That Galaxy X class? Yeah, Dreadnought Cruiser. Minutes 35 remaining. Trying to keep on the outer edge so that they can't track to me. He says as they all spawn in right behind me. Now I'm going blind. It went very bright then for a second. Very much my eyes, my eyes! Seconds. Easily done. Again, I don't mind that TFO. Bit disappointed that they have pretty much, you know, carbon copied it for a couple other TFOs. A bit like Starbase 1 and the Borg one. Again, that one pretty much, again, is a carbon copy, just different ships. Don't give me Bug Hunt. No, I don't like Bug Hunt. Queues are very, very slow today. Again, we know it's Space CFO because we get the warp out animation. Obviously, if it goes straight to loading screen, you know it's ground. Funnily enough, just talking about Starbase 1.
Listen up. The war has not been going well for the Federation, and the Klingons are advancing to our position. We need to hold off their ships until reinforcements can arrive. We expect the Klingons to attack in waves. Their smaller, faster ships are hungry for battle and won't wait for the rest of their fleet to arrive in one group. As the fight progresses, their heavier ships will show up. Hold them off until more Starfleet ships can get here. Here they come.
There you go. You know exactly what you're doing. I'm getting a lot of dilithium burns in here. Someone's using beam overload. Can tell by that sound. It looks like we're getting ready for the next... Oh, then again, maybe not. I was about to say it looks like we're getting ready for the next phase. Then we had some more ships warping. That's a very big green queue there. Right, this is when we get the trolley escape shuttles that as they warp out, they go, "Oh, please help me, our shields are failing," or something, but they always lie as they leave. Obviously, getting you in that situation where you're like, oh shit, and you quickly go and have a look to see that they've just warped out. So you watch her, in a minute she will warp out and not do that. If we fix it. I can't believe it, she didn't actually do it that time. There you go. He walked out and did it. So no, it's not been picked. Oh, dilithium burn.
Position to prepare for the next assault.
And again, it always spawns damaged. Why? I don't know.
Here come the Klingon battleships. Keep fighting.
Are you going to not let me down and fake out again? There you go. She did it that time. Oh, dilithium burn. And another dilithium burn. Bit useless because there weren't a bunch of ships there for it to hit. There you go. He's done his trolley message as well.
That'll hold them off, for now. I don't know how much longer we can keep up with this kind of war. Today was a good one. At least there will be a tomorrow.
Lies. Right, let's do another, see what we get. Again, I don't want bug hunt, because I always say it's very aptly named. If it's going to bug out, it's going to be that one. But where will we end up? I think what I'll do is I'll do the next TFO and then I'm actually going to go to Nimbus, get those gone done. Actually do it on stream for a change. Well, it's a Borg one, and this one is normally over really quickly. Oh god, somebody's got the console. Bless them. this is going to be over really, really quickly. So he's zipping over to the Kang. Yeah, this is going to be over so quickly. I'm not sure if I'm going to be right on top of him. I can say they're invisible. But like I said, I'm going to head over to Nimbus now, get the gun. Like I said, going to do it on stream for a change. Head on up to that. And of course it's unusual. It's zoom me all the way out. Impacted in the sun. Again, this is dead easy to do. You get your most gone here. Luckily, I've only got to kill 20. It's not like I've got to kill the 60 that you get if it's the tier 3 version of the Endeavour. You can only get it done quite quickly. The longest part of that is running. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Lexington. I hope your stream went very well, and thank you for the raid. Just a few assimilated there. Rude. He didn't die in the first shot. Tamtam's pretty good at giving shout outs to people. Well, she should do anyway, because I programmed her. not seeing very many gone here at the minute. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Empress. I hope you're well. It's nice to see you again, actually. Oh, there's a gun in this lot. Here's the one in this lot up here. No. God, it's seriously lacking on the sheer amount of gun this time. I've done today's event. I haven't been keeping up to date on it as I should have been. So, again, it's one of those things, it's like I've had a bit of the lurgy at the beginning of the week. That's unload. Can't believe we've only got 3 gone so far. More! Oh, I've got one in here. Keep doing the loot until we get all the gone. Normally it doesn't take too long. He says, you watch, it's going to take forever now. Bouncing streams, getting my kids off to school. Fair enough, I can perfectly understand that. How many more? 8 more to go. And it looks like I'm ever so slightly ahead of the respawn. I think I've got them all there. Six more to go. You'll get some later there, it looks like it. Oh, there's another one in there. Do we have one in this group? We have 2 in this group. Three more to go. Barbecue for a few of them there. Oh, God's sake. killed it before I even got any of those nanites on it. Oh. Double pillagers. And that's it done. Again, little break between doing TFOs. You know, keep it from getting too stale or anything. Obviously, I could run around and pick all that up if I was really, really bothered, but obviously I'm not. Right, I'm going to jump back into some more TFOs. So what I probably will do is take my break ever so slightly early, just in case the TFO runs over the normal, roughly about 10 minutes, which sometimes they can do, especially if you get something like the Swarm. So I'll take my break now. Obviously that's where I run 3 minutes of advert disable pre-roll for anybody that obviously might want to get into the stream, doesn't get stuck behind a huge wall of adverts. Obviously I don't like adverts, you don't like adverts, no one likes adverts. Hence the reason that I only do run them on the hour every hour, normally. Also when I'm not doing anything in game, so you don't actually miss what is going on. So obviously, as always, adverts are not guaranteed. It's down to region availability. How that works, I don't have a clue. So if you do get adverts, go get yourself a drink, stretch your legs, that's what I'm going to do. If you don't, sit back, enjoy the music, and I'll be right back. Right, and we're back as always. If anybody wants to join me in a TFO, you can friend request me for @Nazorin. Will find me spelled exactly the same as the channel, or a general search in Star Trek Online @Nazorin will find me as well. I see that the world rays are right there if you want to see my equipment, Avery Sapphire. I'm going to say, why don't you join me in advance? Be brave. Do you want to? One day you will. And you'll have the pure adrenaline shot from it, and you'll be like, oh my god, never again. I don't know, you say your equipment's egg. Trust me, I probably have alts with a lot worse. And again, everybody starts somewhere. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, to get the better equipment, unfortunately, you do have to do the TFOs or a shitload of patrols to get the marks for stuff. Oh, trust me, queues you never have any issues of in STO.
The situation is grim.
Oh my god, this one again.
The starbase have failed. We must assume
It's definitely a Borg day.
this is not acceptable. We must destroy the Borg fleet defending the starbase. Only then can we proceed with relief operations, if any survivors remain. There's more. Scans indicate the Borg transport conduit is operational. If we don't destroy the conduit quickly, Borg reinforcements will overwhelm our forces here.
Well, to be fair, the WoW group finder was probably one of the most toxic group finders that I've ever been in. You know, you'd get in it, you'd start doing an instance, and within 20 seconds, if you weren't top on damage meters, you had people screaming, learn to play, noob, things like that. At least STO's community is so much better than that. I don't think I've ever been in one where somebody's said anything like that, or if they ever have, the other people in the team have very quickly shut them down. Again, it's one of the things that I do really like about Star Trek Online. Its community is one of the best that's out there. And this one will be over reasonably quickly, it normally is. You know, I do have a few fond memories of WoW raiding. Specifically Naxxramas, where you have the you had the bat bomb back in the day as a Death Knight, and there is a part of that raid where you have to pull the bats and kill them individually or kill them in small groups. Guess who dropped their bat bomb in that fight and had literally everybody going, oh my god, who pulled the other bat? Oh my god, this raid is bugged. I cannot kill that other bat. Let's just say I very sheepishly went, stop trying to attack that one, that's mine. It was so funny. I think they made me tank the rest of the raid after that. But I think that was also the one where we had a bunch of new people that were learning to tank, and they said, okay, who's here that can tank? And I was like, as usual, I went, yeah, I can. And they went, anyone else? And we had this new person that had joined, and they went, I can, but I don't particularly want to do it. And the raid leader went, okay, Naz, you're on DPS. The new guy can tank. And bless him, he did a really good job of it. Right, well, it is another space TFO because we're having the warp out animation. Obviously, if it's ground, you just get straight into a load screen. Oh my god, this one again. At the moment, it really feels like there is nothing but the Borg ones popping at the moment. It's like I did a few in the early hours of this morning, and I've got to say it was back-to-back Borg for that. Oh, Disco Cube, did you see it spin? I'll edit that one later.
Where light can be had.
I just hope I caught it quick enough. I should have done. I will add that to the many books of stuff online on YouTube. Good old Disco Cube. Got more? Oh no, we've got the spare left. Obviously, in comes the space cigars.
We're detecting a massive energy buildup.
I will skip through it because, like I said before, I don't want to be arriving and getting a giant plasma torpedo to the face. It would be my preference for it not to happen like that. Oh, Queenie's up already. Just take the rewards, not like I need any marks, because I have maxed out all of the reputations. Oh yeah, somebody's flying a Miranda. I love the little Mirandas. Oh, they despawn. I don't know why. Just like them. Alan, you want to do a TFO. You need to do a TFO. Subliminal messaging. Brought to you by Nazorin. One day you will. Come on, STO. Give me a group or something. A simulated galaxy X-Class? I've got one of them. I never fly it, but I've got one. Yeah, but look at it this way, Kaylin. One day, if that was today, I wouldn't bug you about it ever again. That's a lie, but you know. You can think that. Right, what's another space CFO? Please give me something different than a Borg. Oh, 259. I actually quite like this one. I think it's a gold standard of what new TFOs should be like.
Your life, as it has been, is over.
I know some people aren't a great fan of the long intro.
Attention all hands. This is Admiral Hansen. The Borg are en route to the Sol system. Starfleet forces will make our stand here at Wolf 359. We'll do all we can to stop the Borg. More importantly, we'll mitigate our losses as best we can. Protect Starfleet vessels and personnel whenever possible.
How do we go about that?
The Borg cube is powerful. Destroy as many of its weapons as possible to reduce its power in combat. Be advised, the Borg can regenerate lost weapons over time. Be mindful of this out there.
Destroy weapons first.
We've received reports that the Borg try to capture ships and their crews. They call this process assimilation. You must be prepared to defend against it. Should any Starfleet vessel fall to assimilation, it will need to be destroyed. Protect ejected life pods from the Borg as well. We can't allow our forces to be added to that of the enemy. This will not be easy. We've never faced an enemy like the Borg. The line is drawn here.
It's like, yeah, we get the idea.
You will disarm your weapons and escort us to Sector 001. If you attempt to intervene, we will destroy you.
Task Group Alpha, engage the Borg. Groups Beta and Gamma, hold for now.
Well, where's Beta and Gamma? You know, they should be here. You know, they said we've got to draw the line here. Well, how's that drawing the line if, Yep, that's one ship down already. Oh, you're saying that's where the command crew are? You know, send in the grunts first. That's what you're saying, is it? No, they're just better looking. Well, I can't argue with that. Oh, we've got some targets to shoot. I don't mind being held here. It's not like they're using the cutting beans or anything. And I'm hitting all the wrong buttons today. So anybody who knows me from previous streams will probably go in, well, how's that any different now? Well, you'd be right. Yeah, I only tend to do advanced on stream because I've been in too many elites where it failed because somebody has come from normal and elite, thinks it's nothing but a DPS race, and quite often a lot of the TFOs aren't a DPS race, and then you fail it. So I only tend to normally do advanced on stream. Elite I tend to do off of stream or possibly in bonus stream, so things that aren't on the normal schedule. Again, it's one of those things where when it reaches that level of frustration, you know, just the sheer amount of elite TFOs that you go in to do, and within 2 seconds you get a fail status because somebody has done something, you know, really stupid, and if they'd have literally just paid attention to what was needed to be done, or have done the normals in advance and actually learnt what the optionals are, but you know, that's people for you. Again, it's one of those things where I say games like World of Warcraft that brought in this whole thing of stacking AoE have made it very difficult for a lot of other games, because if there isn't pure stacking AoE, you kind of have people going, oh, this game's crap. And it's like, no, it just means you've actually got to do something rather than passively playing the game. You lost a Federation ship to the enemy? We did. That one's going to get simulated. So, yeah, other people are effectively beaming, that's alright then. And say, the tag team in this one. have you tried saying no bug, that's a bad bug? No bug, that's oh, dilithium burn. There is never any surrender. I like these spheres. They actually do a bit more damage. They're not as passive as spheres are in all the other ones. Thank you for the follow, it's much appreciated. Science sphere's nearly down. I still think, as this is a simulation, they should have allowed you to blow up the queue. I know you can kind of get it very close to. I do believe they've fixed it so it doesn't bug out if you do manage it. I have been in a group where they literally pounded the crap out of it when it first came out. That was quite spectacular to say. Yeah, bring in the other groups now, you know. And it's like, but we're damaging it. Why do we want to retreat? We're actually getting it down now. I suppose technically he's just been killed, hasn't he? So, one less Admiral. Oh, those poor barbecued ships. They came in all shiny and new and exit barbecued.
We have safety protocols in place for the simulation, so only your pride took actual damage.
Well, that's because, you know, they're really having parties in the warp nacelles, you know. The warp cores give a really good echo, so, you know, they're having a rave in there. So those flickering warp nacelles aren't because of damage, it's because somebody's there flicking the switch on and off, but, you know, for the amateur disco. Well, to be fair, you know, what always happens in every Star Trek show that's out there, you know, the starboard EPS conduit or plasma conduit always blows up, and it's always that one critical system that ruins it for the ship. Right, let's see where we end up next. Probably will actually be my last one today. And then I'll find somebody else that's streaming Star Trek Online and I'll pass you over to them. Let's see who is. I'm waiting for this to go in. Well, it is another space one. That is a good thing.
The Gateway Network gives the Heralds tactical plan is...
Oh, I don't mind this one. It's the usual blow up a shit ton of Heralds and then you go into the sphere and it's blow up a shit ton of Heralds yet again. And then it's walk out of the sphere, blow up yet even more Heralds to then return to blow up the big capital ship. It's a bit of a chore. This one can break and have one of those wonderful undocumented features, as we lovingly call bugs over here, where if you kill the mob too quickly, they stop spawning. But luckily, it does actually have a timeout component, so you can still complete the TFO. Is that done? It looks like 8472 from its icon. I'm just trying to see if you could see them, obviously.
The Heralds are destroyed. Get to our gateway and
Let's have a look. Yeah, 8472. Well, that's a Kiwi battlecruiser then. Kiwavi biocruiser.
stop the Herald forces before they reach the gateways. Gateway opening at 8 o'clock. Gateway opening at 12 o'clock. Gateway opening at 4 o'clock.
That side. tractor beamed. And they've reset all my abilities. And done that wonderful thing to the engines where I kind of just drift. Yeah, there's a couple of the 8472 ships that you can fly. I have the... I don't think I can do it on this, but... no, I'd have to do it on the other one, but I have one of the older ones that I've kept hold of from way back. Yeah, there's a lot of ships though from Star Trek Online that you can play. No, from Star Trek Online, from all the Star Trek series, I should say, that you can play. Again, a lot of it is Space Barbie. You know, fly the ship that you want to fly rather than for any super snackies that it might have. Only thing is that obviously certain ships that you may want, you either have to shell out a shed ton of money for and play the lockbox game. That's why I'm still very much of the camp that I think they should make it so that all ships are available on the Zen Star, but if it's in a lockbox or gettable through a lockbox, the price is more. You know, actually let people have access to it. You know, I've got no qualms that if it's a lockbox ship, people have to pay more for it. Because, you know, it is kind of an exclusive thing, but at least give people the option that if they don't want to play the lockbox game, or in some countries where they aren't allowed the lockboxes because it's actually against their terms of service, you know, it gives another route for people to be able to get hold of them. But again, that is just my opinion. Oh, Dalekine burn. Didn't say those first two are going to get through. Right, here's the portal actually showing. No, what a surprise. I think it's normally around here, I think. Nope. Because I thought it normally spawned here. That's going to warp me out. I think the lockboxes are too much of a mobile thing. It's like, I perfectly understand you've got to, for a free-to-play game, you've got to make money. Otherwise, the game stops. But I do think the lockbox system is a very limiting system. At least if they did something like made it so that the store had more worth by making everything available on the store, and, you know, again, maybe make some of the exclusive stuff, like I said, in lockbox, for a period of time, but then make it so that you can then buy those pledged shares, I think would be the better way to do it. But obviously they're not going to do that because they make more money from people buying 50 million keys to have like 2 of them that open up a box that gives you a share. You know, it is actually cheaper to buy probably the same amount and number of keys and dump them straight into the exchange and buy the ship with the profit. To be fair, I think anything that you buy on the exchange, on the door, should be account-wide. Because at the end of the day, you're paying real money for anything that's on the Zen store. So I think all of that should be account-wide. I think it's a bit of a con. Oh, dilithium burn, they're all grouped up. Another one. I think the Zen store and not everything unlocking per account and lockboxes are always going to be a very controversial subject. You know, there's enough players that I know of that say they hate the lockboxes, they would never buy from the lockboxes, but obviously some people do, otherwise they wouldn't do it. It's plain and simple as that. Just pop my lungs up. I think I muted it quick enough. And that's it done. So, like I said, that's what I'm going to call it for today. I will find somebody to pass you all over to. As always, thank you for being here, and thank you for the raiders that came in as well. You know, I do appreciate people coming in, saying hi, lurking, generally just being there. You know, it is always a good thing. Who is live? There isn't a lot of people streaming it today. That's it for accepting raids. Right, well, I will join you over there. Obviously, my stream will be ending here. Tomorrow we are continuing with some more Mass Effect, starting the second game. Obviously, we've just finished the first one on Tuesday. That is all available on YouTube. And we are back with Star Trek Online on Friday. So other than that, take care, guys, and I will see you over there.